This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to our review of Daredevil Born Again, Episode 4, and this is titled, and please excuse me, I don't speak Latin, so it's Sic Semper Systema, and I probably just butchered that, but it is honestly such an interesting episode, and to be honest about the thumbnail, Punisher's all over the thumbnail to this episode, really everywhere. It's the first thing you see when you get onto Disney Plus, so I honestly think it's just fair game for that. And I also made a shot for the thumbnail that isn't extremely obvious that it is the Punisher. You could most likely tell it is, but at least you're not just fully seeing his face. I still wanted to use a minute since, as I said, it's really just everywhere on the marketing to this. But yeah, honestly, this was such an interesting episode. I think that the obvious best part of this is that confrontation that Matt has with Frank and just how the Punisher absolutely just goes off on him saying that the system is broken, your friend was killed and there's nothing you can do about it, and that there's no way to avenge his death with Bullseye just being in prison. Just how do you feel about that? And Matt just has this absolutely emotional breakdown. Absolutely incredible. I love how Frank is just going into the fact that he lost his family. He's like, whenever I just stop, I hear my son telling me to just end them all, and it's just absolutely haunting and beautifully well done. I just enjoyed it just so much, and the Punisher in this was just absolutely incredible. As I said, I just really couldn't believe how great it was, and it was just completely insane. I really, really enjoyed it. I think that, as I said, Daredevil was just done just so well. I was just completely in awe with that scene. I rewatched it again when I got the screenshot because it was just amazing. His breakdown about Fogg and saying how he's just such a great person was great, and then to me made even better. He has the scene where he can't even say his name, and Frank is like, "Stop being such a coward, say his name," and Matt just can't. It was just so well done. It was expertly acted and easily one of the highlights of the series. But now, just going into more of the episode. Man, incredible episode, as I said. I did just such a great job. I just thoroughly enjoyed the episode overall, although there was definitely some points that were, I would say, not as great. I think that the entire thing with the legal system with that one client was just to help push Matt into being Daredevil again. And at the end, when we see him going and using his Daredevil gear, he's just being pushed closer and closer to returning. And I think it was really interesting. I think that just the entire fact that he has this one client who is just stole a box of like caramel corn, and he's now going to be going to prison for that. Is Yeah, it seems like a little bit of an overreaction. Yeah, it's never a great thing to steal, especially something that isn't an essential. I think if it was something like an essential to living, then Matt easily could pull off a case where it was a pretty extreme thing, but this person was just fully guilty, and Matt just doing his best to help the guy out, but ultimately he wasn't able to. It seems like the guy did take the deal, and this is just pushing Matt further and further into wanting to get redemption for others and return to being Daredevil. It was it was just honestly just as it's so interesting and so well written. I can't wait to see how Matt just finally gets pushed to it. I also love the depiction of everything at the end where Matt is descending up and Fisk is descending down. He is getting revenge on the person who cheated on Vanessa and has the guy caged. The actor does seem familiar to me. I can't think of where I saw him before, but he does seem familiar. I'd have to check who played him, but it was pretty interesting, and Fisk is definitely a very petty person, and it was interesting to see. Also, the storyline with the one person that is extremely loyal to him messing up and accidentally leaking information was it was interesting, and then his complete apology was, I mean, it was well done. You can see the guy is clearly sorry, and Fisk's threat was just genuinely well done, where he's like, I understand you made a mistake, and I'm willing to forgive you for it just this one time, but if you screw up again, I'm basically going to kill you. And he didn't directly say that, but yeah, he heavily implied that. It was just honestly so interesting to see, and Fisk is just incredible in this. The entire marriage counseling scene is, it was also just it was an interesting scene, and it was well done. I think it was pretty interesting to see, and just this relationship between the two was, it was just interesting as ever, but continuing through it, I am just so excited to see where they continue because, as I said, this has been just extremely compelling to watch. I think that the cast is just incredible. Matt being pushed into this vigilante lifestyle once again, where he just really doesn't want to, but he just feels that pull is great. And just going through the rest, honestly, it was all just really well done. I think that the entire thing with the as the guy getting arrested, I mean, it was the weakest part of the episode, but still well done. And I almost truly forgot about the payoff to last week's episode where Matt is the reason Matt goes to Frank is because of Punisher impersonators going and trying to they're killing people and they are essentially worshiping him. And we have the entire thing where he's there with the body and his niece, not Daredevil's niece, but Hector's niece comes in and she's just devastated by this. And I'm assuming that she's gonna become the next White Tiger, but for now she is just broken up by her uncle's death and thinking it needs to be avenged, and then no one to do anything about it. It's honestly just so interesting and really well done. I think also the confrontation between Matt and the corrupt cop was just great. I think that, like I said, it was just incredibly well done. The tension in this was great, and the entire tease for Muse with him coming up probably in the next episode or two as an antagonist for Matt to go after is honestly going to be really interesting. But yeah, now I do want to know what do you think was the second best scene of the episode? Because objectively it is that scene between Matt and Frank. It was just beautifully well done, and Matt breaking down was truly incredible and just shows how Charlie Cox is just such an incredible actor. But besides that, was the second best scene. And what do you think of the episode overall? Please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.